heard recently and since the pandemic that why bring in a speaker, especially since everything went to Zoom or went on a digital platform, virtual platform. Many of, let's say, the CFO types are like, see, we didn't need to pay X amount of money and bring them in and wine them and dine them and pay for their effort in the hotel. We can do it on a virtual platform. There is such a value in that large group shared experience that even though you might get a similar, let's say similar, not perfectly tailored, the speaker might be the same speaker, might be a different message live, but there
Right.
is some spark and some
Absolutely.
real different energy and a different learning experience and a different connecting experience when it's in person. So while I hear what the meeting professionals are saying, I what I hear is that the stakes are higher for keynote speakers.
Mhm.
They don't want the 100 level freshman year keynote. They want more engagement, more value, whatever that is, a takeaway that can be implemented immediately and make a difference over time, as opposed to, hey, let me just tell my one note story, you know?
Right. Yeah, and less origin stories, I think. There's less and less of look at me. There's more and more. We want captivating, high energy strategies, right? Keep our audience engaged, tell amazing stories with great imagery, and then help us understand some things that we can actually do that aren't going to take 7 months to implement or big budgets, things that I can do on my own today, whether I'm frontline or management, to actually move the needle 1%, 2%, 5% into elevating relationships, retention, loyalty, these kinds of connection points we're talking about. And then one note, if you are a meeting planner listening or watching right now, and you had a CFO come to you recently and say, let's just do virtual, we don't need in person anymore. That's what the last few years taught us. I would go back to that CFO and say, well, are you okay never eating in restaurants ever again? Because you were okay with that for several months there, right? We all made sacrifices. We all dealt with what we needed to deal with. It didn't mean that that was going to be okay forever, right? I think we have to remember that a lot of people use that phrase, the new normal. I disagreed with that phraseology from the beginning. I think there's always evolvement, right? We're always moving and
Yeah.
changing and evolving, but there are also some
Change is
sacrifices that were
progress.
made, right? Change is progress, but there's also some elements there that like we just did what had to be done, right? No
That's
restaurants, no
right.
big events. It doesn't mean we don't crave it. It doesn't mean it doesn't make the world of a difference and pack massive ROI when it comes to engagement, whether it's an internal or an external conference. It makes a really big difference when you have the capacity to do that in person.